All right, what the fuck is up? Chris Black coming to you live and direct from Hell's Waiting Room, New York City.
New York.
New York. Them Jeans is joining me from beautiful Glendale, California, I'm guessing.
Beautiful Glendale, California. I got to take a Lyft yesterday, and I met an Armenian Lyft driver who let me know that his family is in the Armenian mafia. And, you know, he's looking for a place to stay in town right now. He's having a tough time kind of getting a co-signer on a lease right now. I mean, the real estate market is tough.
I was under the impression, though, Jason, if you're in the mafia, money is not really an issue. And if it is, you know where to get it, or you know how to strong-arm someone into giving them.
I know.
So do you think maybe he was lying to you? Because it says it doesn't seem that feasible to me.
So his family does a company that's called Securities Printing, where they make they print government documents and stuff like that. You know, like passports and tax forms and things like that.
You mean print them?
It's like a government contract.
Print them illegally?
No, legally.
Oh! I thought you were saying they're selling these. Like I can get a passport for anywhere.
No, it was more
for
of like
$10,000.
there's more of like the vibe is like the Armenian mafia is sort of like has government contracts, which is not really that's the thing that happens in mafias all over the world.
So why would he be explaining this to you?
He felt at home with them jeans in the back of his A8. He did have McDonald's back there. I was too afraid to ask him for it.
I just don't understand why this guy with this level of power is driving you to a restaurant.
I have an answer for you.
Okay.
Because he wants to that's the family business, and he came to America to make his way on his own. He wants to be independently wealthy. He no longer wants to live off of his family money. He's not a nepo baby.
Oh.
He kept using that phrase, and I was like, "Wow, you've heard that." He's not a nepo baby.
Can you say nepo baby in an Armenian accent, please?
That'll be on the Patreon.
Oh God, it's so funny.
But it was commendable,
okay, so
and he's like, "I don't want to make it. I don't want to make it in this world from daddy's money. I want to get it out the hummus mud myself." And I said, kudos to you, brother.
I say the opposite of that. You're stupid, and driving Lyft is not. That sucks. You know, I understand what you're saying, but how old do you think this guy was? Because also, who paid for the A8?
Bro, I have so many questions. I don't get it. I don't get any of it, because he's like, I'm looking for like a 1-bedroom apartment or a back house in Glendale. I'm like, bro, you're driving a $120,000 car. Like, what's
this? All seems fishy to me, and this is why I don't talk to these liars when they're driving me. That I don't care about your family. I don't care about your supposed mafia connections in a different country. Like, just get me from point A to point B, and we'll see about giving you those 5 stars.
Chris said that don't impress me much.
I'm Shania to this shit. We were supposed to have a guest today, but we got Hollywooded.
And we're happy to be Hollywooded, because then you guys get what you really want, one-on-one, even though the guest was a good guest, but he's gonna have to suck both of our dicks now.
Nothing else to be done about it. I mean, this is how it goes sometimes. But when you cancel after the start time, I do have to say I get a little upset. It's not my favorite, and I respect rescheduling. I expect things come up, etc. But also I know we're lowly podcasters in the scheme of things, Jason. But when do you think we'll get some goddamn respect?
I think once we can make or break people's careers. I mean, we get respect now. It's just from people who aren't very famous. Like if you're a band that has 11,000 followers on Instagram, and you're, we could change your career a little bit. Like, we could make a pretty big impact, and until we're on some type of Rogan level where we could change a guest's life by them appearing on here, we're not really going to get jack shit.
It's just like I'm sitting here in this apartment. I rushed back to do this podcast with you
in the rain.
I'm soaking wet, and then I'm looking at Drake in Ibiza.
You guys thought we were gay baiting.
I'm looking at Brad Pitt in a skirt. I'm seeing all these thoughts on vacation. There's so much going on, but I had kind of directed my thoughts to the interview. I go into interview mode, Jason. You know what I'm talking about.
You have to in this business.
In this business, you got to go interview mode, and now I'm back in chatting with TJ mode, and it's discombobulating,
jarring
for someone of my kind of mental stature. As smart as I am, unfortunately, I'm not super nimble So, when I have to really redirect my mind.
Chris, I wouldn't say that in public with all of our VC listeners.
No, I know the word.
They might be turned off by that.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Look, I want to work with you guys. BlackRock's been sniffing around, but the kind of word around the hill is that we're not super nimble, and that could come around to bite us in the ass when it's acquisition time.
No, that's a good point. I don't want to kind of lower.
And all the BlackRock homies listening, I'm nimble enough for the both of us. All right, guys, come fuck with the boys.
Jason walks backwards on the treadmill just for this reason. so
yeah, and I'm thinking about getting back into microdosing, so there's a lot to chat about, guys.
Jesus Christ. What we didn't talk about, Jason, which this gives us a great opportunity, is the breakup of Desus and Mero.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you're listening to this podcast right now for the first time because you have a void to fill, welcome. I was talking to our friend Jimmy Jolliffe, and I was like, yo, what's up? Desus and Mero, you hear the news kind of thing, because he used to live in New York, and he's, in the member of the hip-hop community as well, and he's like, yeah, I know those guys, but I never listened to the podcast. I don't really like chummy chat shows between two guys very much. I was like, oh, that's good. I gotta remember that.
I think that there's a lot of theories being thrown around the internet.
I got a theory.
My theory is Desus is smashing Anna Kendrick and he's gone Hollywood.
What? Is that?
Yeah.
Is that?
That's real.
So you didn't say Anna Kendrick because she was the least likely person to be with Desus.
No, this is because I think Desus is a known lover of white chicks. And I think that Anna Kendrick, I think according to my...
But that's white.
Look, if you're going to do it. You know what I mean? But according to my sources, they're in the same quote unquote friend circle. So this isn't that out of the question, according to my sources.
I want to know what this Venn diagram is looking like, where Anna Kendrick and Desus Nice are swimming in the same circle. What is that?
Jason, you know all about Hollywood, bro. You're from there. You know how murky those waters get. Maybe they have the same agent.
Yeah. It's probably a manager thing. I met at Irving's backyard or whatever.
Yeah, when I get invited.
Anna Kendrick is hanging out with Desus Nice a lot, is the Gawker story.
See? Who would hang out with Anna Kendrick a lot unless there's sex involved? Because it ain't like, she seems like a thespian to me.
Well, he could. I know that Desus wants to get into Hollywood. He probably wants to be an actor.
Now he's in, literally. You know what I'm saying?
And then it says perhaps the Yoko rumors are true. So if Anna Kendrick broke up Desus and Mero, and if Drake had that parlay bet, that fucking long shot,
that's why
that would get his dad out of debt.
That's why Drake's he's celebrating his win. That's why he's in Ibiza. He didn't need to perform with black coffee. That was just a shield.
He put a 4 billion to 1 bet that Anna Kendrick will be the one who breaks up Desus and Mero, not just Showtime, but their podcast as well. She will deprive the community of the quote-unquote art. And everyone said, yeah, Drake, I'll take that bet all day long. And then Drake got to work.
But let me say this, just to kind of put the How Long Gone listeners at ease. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. No matter how much Jason hates me for wanting to go Hollywood, we would never leave money like that on the table because we are focused on the goal.
That's right.
And that's obviously providing incredible entertainment 3 times a week, but it's also about making money to feed our families. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something. I think that's what I'm worried about, though, because Mero, my favorite of the two, of course.
I like them both.
He's got 4 children.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Stakes are a little different for him.
Stakes are different, and I don't know how much money you can make from Twitch streaming, but I don't know if it's the same as Showtime.
If he was playing Call of Duty, then yeah, but I don't know.
A lot of people seem to think, though, that there's like a lot of monetary success available for both of them in like sports casting, et cetera,
yeah, for sure.
Which I think is very possible. But I wonder, I don't know. It's very interesting because it's really like a rags to riches kind of we met on Twitter story, and for it to end like this is pretty unfortunate, honestly. I listen to the podcast religiously. It's fucking hilarious. And the show on Vice was fucking hilarious too. It was really good.
A lot of people will consider when Bodega Boys, the podcast, was in full swing, that is about as good as it gets for a comedy podcast,
Totally. For this style, honestly, it's similar, obviously, in style to ours to an extent. And I agree. I agree. I think it's really funny. I don't know, man. I don't know enough about like sports and what their ambitions are to be able to say like, is this going to work or not? But I hope it does because like they're funny.
My theory is that they should not have ever signed to Showtime, and I know that it was good for them, and I know that they gave a lot of people in their friendship group jobs that they might have, careers for forever.
Yeah,
Tash P and all those bros. That part was cool, but when you have something that's so grassroots and special like that, the entertainment biz, they see the dollar signs and they sink their claws into it, and it just pulls people apart. It happens so much, and they could have stayed podcasting forever, and it would just get bigger and bigger, and they would just get one guy to sell ads or one person to sell ads, and they're doing live shows. Like, it would be good money.
Yeah, but the problem is the show is really good on Vice. That's the thing. There was like proof of concept that it worked. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like they actually made that jump and it worked. Unlike the cursed fucking Bill Simmons show,
Yeah.
Like they took it from podcast to TV and it was really successful. And obviously Vice was cursed but it was a better home for it, I think.
Yeah, because they weren't meddling. They were letting them. They're like, you guys have the sauce. We're just going to give you a budget to keep doing it.
But I also think, I wonder if Showtime was actually meddling or if things just didn't go well, for a myriad of reasons. Like, that's possible.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to blame a network because, like, that's what celebrities do, Like listening to Andrew Schultz talk about how he was paid to do a special and then he got notes back and didn't want to do them, so he's taken it to YouTube. Do you believe that?
I don't know. I kind of do believe it. I mean, he makes a good case for it. And I really think that YouTube is unfortunately just it now. Like, it's just proven to be it.
No, I think that's true to an extent, but
it depends on how old you are is the thing.
Yeah, true. I can't imagine paying $15 to watch a comedy special and then getting a link and clicking on it to watch it. That is that's just so many steps that we're used to turning something on and it just being there. It's not about the money necessarily. It's about the extra steps. And it's like, I don't want to watch it on my laptop. Let me open it on my TV. It's a pain in the ass. Like it's not a seamless experience the way that other things can be.
Yeah, but I mean there is pay-per-view, and those are things that you have to, there's extra steps, and people have the YouTube app on their TV and cable.
That you can watch porn on the computer. You don't have to pay for it like pay-per-view like that.
Yeah, and I can watch comedy for free on YouTube, but if you want to see the hot people having sex, you're going to have to pay a little bit for premium content. And
good point.
Obviously, Andrew Schultz or Desus and Mero, they don't have fan bases so large that they're going to be doing, Logan Paul numbers or pay-per-view fights or something like that. But on the scale, if they own everything, soup to nuts, they're able to make a lot of fucking money if they bet on themselves and pay off. They spend $50,000 to shoot it and produce it.
No, for sure. You could make a lot of money. My thing is that it reminds me of when Charlie XCX told us that, like, I want to be with a major label because I don't want to deal with that shit. And that is exactly my response to that.
Yeah.
Do I want to deal? Do I want to hire the entire team to shoot and edit and produce and then cut it up? And it's crazy. It's a lot of work. And it's like, I guess if you have the infrastructure, of course, why not? But like, if Showtime or Netflix or Hulu comes to you and says, we'll do that for you and you'll make a little bit less money, I'm going to take a little bit less money in that situation,
but I think sometimes it might be a lot less money, number one, and then number two, they don't give you any numbers. You don't get to keep any of the data or whatever. So if you've built your little pirate ship, and you have your email list and your subscribers and your network and blah blah blah, Netflix does not give you any of that shit, and they're just kind of like, yeah, the show did good. Like, how many people watched it? Like,
yeah,
they just don't tell you. And YouTube, everyone sees it. It's all there.
No, of course, I understand the power of YouTube and think it's very real. I just think that it's like what you have to do to get that going is a lot of work.
True.
You have to have money to pay for, like, you can't just do that.
Yeah, I guess on another scale, that comedian Stavros, who was on Cumtown, he did a special at the Lodge Room where we did our live show, and he probably spent, $5,000 to film it. It's an hour special. He had a couple friends with some cameras. Mm-hmm. It's already lit. It's pretty easy. Like, it looks fine enough. And he'll put it on YouTube, and it probably has, 2 or 3 million views. And, our same logic of we want as many people to hear our podcast as possible, and then it'll work its way out.
Good point.
He was kind of doing that. He's giving it all away for free. He's $5,000 out of pocket.
It's worth it.
And
it's worth it.
this has the potential to change his whole career. As long as you all right, I got my hour at 6.
That's true.
Everyone's going to hear it. There's no paywall. It's so easy. A 1-year-old could open their phone and watch it. And he's booking, worldwide tours for a year after that and making $1 million.
That's different to me. That's different to me because you're not trying to monetize the special. You're saying to yourself, I'm investing in this because I know it will pay off in these other ways. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like that to me is reasonable. I just don't like the steps required to watch something in that way. Like I don't want to, I don't know. I don't want to go to Andrew Schultz's Shopify or like whatever to pay. I don't know. It seems bad, like a customer experience. But like if you're a dorky fan of him, you don't give a shit. You just want to support him.
Absolutely.
I think is the reality.
And then
that's kind of what I'm forgetting.
Yeah. And then if you have, if you become deplatformed like Louis C.K., where nobody will touch him, it was a smart business move on his part where he has to do a lot more back-end work.
Yeah, but he didn't have a choice.
He didn't have a choice, but he did something interesting where once his name was sort of sullied and he became persona non grata in the business, the value of his content went way down. His specials, his TV show, all that stuff. So he bought back all of his rights for his specials and TV shows, probably for pennies on the dollar, because no one's gonna, FX isn't gonna air Louis anymore because they'll get letters and shit. So he bought it all back, puts it all on his website, and sells it. And I'm sure not very many people are watching it, but several thousands of dollars a month.
Oh, for sure. No, it's also passive income. I mean, once you recoup on whatever you had to spend to buy it back, I mean, it's like that's. I mean, bands have done that for years. They buy back the rights to the record, they put it out independently, and they make more money. After especially if they have like a resurgence. But yeah, I don't know. I think that. I mean, I'm sure those guys will land on their feet.
I hope so.
I wonder how bad it actually is, or how much it's just like ego shit, and if they will regret this. No matter what they go on to do, because I do think it's difficult, of course, but I just wonder, I need the real tea is my point.
Do you think that we're ever going to get the real tea?
Yeah.
It can't be Anna Kendrick. That's too insane.
No, I think it could be Anna Kendrick. And I also think that we will get the tea because I think they both will talk sideways about each other because that's who they are as people. Like they talk. That's what they do. Like they talk shit for a living. Like I think it would be almost disingenuous unless it was something like weirdly serious. You know what I mean? If it was just like, fuck this motherfucker, he was slacking off, or fuck, you know what I mean? We'll hear about that. If it's like, yo, sorry, a kid had cancer, I wasn't showing up, we're not going to hear about that. That's where I'm drawing the line in the sand. I think if it's what we think it is, we'll hear about it. That's my point.
Selfishly, as a podcast of two bros talking shit to each other all day, I'm glad that their show has been canceled because it's one less dragon to slay on our road to Joe Rogan stardom, Chris.
No, that's right. And once we get the Ringer kind of out of here altogether, and then we take we take care of Gladwell because he's a little bit of a pest. You know what I mean?
Gladwell is a pest.
We can knock all these guys out, no problem, on our way to the top. I don't think it's that.
Yeah, I'm ready to interview Mark Polin about mushrooms and shit. I'm ready to get this shit popping.
There's only so many subjects left. You know what I mean? I feel like we have to retire the psychedelics as medicine conversation. There's no more new information. Like either you do that and you believe it, or you don't believe it and you don't do it. I can't believe it still is getting like full Netflix series and multiple stories in reputable publications.
It's trickling down. Well, I mean, we're cool, and then now regular people are starting to discover it, and it's a scary thing for most people, so everyone's kind of dipping their toe in the jacuzzi and feeling it out.
Sure.
And you're probably resistant and hesitant to it because it'll be perfect for you, and you're, uncover those stones of the mind. I'm not even
like against it. I just think it's like it's not interesting to talk about anymore. That's all. I'm like it's not again. If it works for you, it works for you. Just like anything else. I'm doing.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Yeah, like what's there to say about it besides like it really works for me? Like you think a scientist? Like I don't know. You know what I mean? People are not going to be convinced by scientists. I think you either want to do something like that. Like I think you're either like the kind of person that does that or the kind of person that doesn't do that. I don't think there's a lot of like being swayed one way by reading something in the New York Times.
I don't know. I disagree. I think if the right person tells you, you can definitely convince them. And I feel like I'm due for a little mushroom trip myself, actually.
Oh, great.
I need to break on through.
But you want to just get a couple caps and head down to the desert, see what goes on, see who's playing Pappy and Harriet's next weekend? Or are you saying like,
no,
you want to start micro?
No. I want to neither. I need to macro dose. I need to do a proper God's dose. I need to do the full eighth to the face.
Where do you plan to do this though? Because I feel like everybody that does mushrooms, meaning you and your loser friends, like they all really, it's like, it's got to be the right environment, man. Like you're doing ayahuasca, you don't want to do it in an apartment in Gowanus. You know, you need to do it in Santa Fe with a shaman.
Yeah, the set and the setting is.
So what's your plan? Are you gonna put rocks in a circle in your backyard and just kind of lay down? Or are you planning?
No.
Okay. What? Then what?
I think you first of all you have to be in nature, and second of all you have to be in the right mindset to have either like you have to be in a healthy, positive mental state, or you have to be maybe down bad in a place that's not the best, but be legitimately open to discomfort as a means to getting to the other side. And
I was open to some discomfort this morning when the trainer at Barry's said, put that incline on 10. And I opened myself right up to that discomfort, Jason. So I'm no slouch when it comes to discomfort. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Now we're talking about mental discomfort, not physical, though, is the issue here, Chris.
I podcast with you. You know how much I podcast with you? It's constant mental discomfort.
You're welcome. Check the invoices in the mail, bitch.
It's a game of chess, and I'm so mushrooms, just to be clear, they've been co-opted by like startup weed culture, right? So you can get like a cool package that feels like you're buying them from Kith.
Yeah, but they're still technically not legal here.
Okay.
You're allowed to possess them, but you're not allowed to sell them or like buy them, kind of, Basically, they're just saying like we don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Unless we catch you like moving pounds or something. Moving stinky pounds.
So you know where to cop an eighth for your dome piece.
I know where to cop an eighth for my dome piece. We were talking about the crazy drug dealer menus, Yeah,
the menu guys. Yeah.
I came across a new one recently, and it's becoming a very interesting industry.
Hold on, you're telling me that drug dealing has become a cool industry, Jason?
The way
How long gone exclusive?
Cool's not the word for it, actually. The way you were talking about the sort of millennial branding of hard drugs like mushrooms kind of takes the fun and coolness out of it. I'm starting to see that now with like real actual drugs, and people are.
So you're saying I can get an 8-ball that looks like it was packaged like Brightland olive oil, is what you're saying? Like I can like.
No, I'm saying that some of these drug dealers will actually have the Brightland olive oil as well. Like they're becoming a little bit of like a digital. Well, I mean that's an exaggeration, but one like. So let's say we have 3 different ketamines or cocaines, whatever, and it'll show you like here's where it was sourced. It was from this farm.
Yeah,
it's grass fed, pasture raised.
It's like when I hit Sweet Green, I need to know where my arugula is from. It's listed on the board.
Yes, exactly. So and you're like, oh, this ketamine's from Sonoma. Okay, bomb.
Oh my god,
did we have a good summer? So there's that. That's the first peg of it.
That is so fucking torched, Jason.
The second peg of it, which is good, just good business workings, which is like, hey, we're already selling illegal drugs, very risky in terms of my like criminal record. So if we've already cracked the eggs and made a mess, and the omelet's going, why not double down? So they're also selling natural wines.
Oh my god. Okay, so you're telling me
is white bitch party packs is what's happening.
So you're saying I can get a fair trade, organic, non-GMO cocaine sourced directly from Bolivia with a picture of the family who picked the leaves. with two bottles of a nice fizzy cold summer red. Jason, that's what you're saying?
Well, so basically the deal is we're like, we'll deliver your drugs to you, as long as you live in Mount Washington or whatever.
Of course.
We'll come straight to you. $300-400 minimum delivery, or else we're not going to do it, kind of thing. So let's say I'm at 270 on my ketamine and Kush order, and I need to bump it up over there. Let me get a couple bottles of glue.
Okay, so,
and because I'm gonna want a chuggable chilled red anyway, while we're chain smoking cigarettes in my loft.
So okay, so it's like
it's just smart. So it's like, oh, we got popped for selling wine on Signal. And it's like, well, I also do bundles of heroin, so I think we're fine with selling a little Pinot Gris.
Okay, so it's just like anything else. There's a barrier of entry. Papa John says one medium cheese ain't enough. Let's throw in the cinnamon swirl sticks and maybe some dipping sauces as well, and then we can get that right over to you in 30 minutes or less.
Yes, because before your days of drug dealing and drug purchasing, it was like, hey, the minimum's $500 for me, or else I'm not going to come over to the house. And then that means you're like, oh, well, I only wanted to buy $300 worth of cocaine, so instead I will buy $500 worth of cocaine. That was the only option out.
That's right. That's smart business. That is smart business.
But now they're diversifying. I mean, I guess it is not that smart to sell wine. It takes up a lot of space. You got breakage. You got spoilage. You got to keep it out of the light. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's really funny because that is so deeply uncool and like against everything that drugs are about. But this is what these nerds that have money demand. Like they're just feeding a demand from these nerds who are used to getting everything delivered to them by, DoorDash or Caviar. And they're saying, we'll do that too. If you want your ketamine, we can also bring you, all the accoutrement.
I mean, to me, it's convenience. It's like when you're in Erewhon and you're walking, you got all your groceries, you got your lasagna, and you got your buffalo cauliflower, and you're ready to check out, and you're going through the S-shaped snake winding checkout line, and you're like, oh, do I need this charcoal activated gum? Do I need this cacao chocolate bar? And you just start grabbing little things like, ooh, that's convenient. I need that. I needed to pick up whatever, and it's just there,
I respect that, and I do think this is good business, but I hate it.
It does take away from the pure drug use, drug dealing.
If you've never gone down from your apartment at midnight already drunk and gotten in a car where the cocaine comes out from behind a hidden stereo, then you ain't doing it right.
We're just going to do a couple laps around the block.
Yeah, if you don't do a couple laps around the Lower East Side block and come out $200 lighter, but your pocket's got a little something in it, if you know what I'm saying. I don't know if I want the experience that you're talking about. Even though it's definitely better. Does that make sense? Like I know it's better.
Yeah, of course.
If I want to go get shamed by some wine dork, then let me do that in peace. Don't sully my drug use with that. I don't know. I just also, can you trust your Coke dealer to recommend a truly crisp dry white? I don't know.
Well, a crisp dry white in powder form, maybe.
Yes, exactly. But I'm saying, like, I don't know until there's a certified sommelier that's also a certified ketamine sommelier, that this combo is not going to work for someone of your stature, Jason. That's what I...
Okay, well, I'll let you know when I get the Signal message that they just hired somebody from Domain to do their wine program.
So they send out a press release on Signal about their announcement of onboarding a new sommelier to help with the wine side of the business.
And just a picture of a woman wearing like a dorkable apron who also has like an Uzi strapped to her because she's actually moving real weight.
That's cool. That's a good idea. And I'm sure you can make more money. I don't know if you get paid that much to work in these wine stores. I think all you get is the snobbery that comes with it.
Yeah, I'm sure Helen's is not offering competitive wages. That's why I had to get into the dark game.
You do get 50% off at John and Vinny's. We don't let you sit with the customers, but we do give you a nice discount.
Yeah, at both places you get a little free flour, but the flour at John and Vinny's is all purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
The flour at my shit, bro, it's got purple in it. It got
my shit crazy. You don't want to lay my flour down on the counter before you start beating the dough. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different.
My gelato is a little different than what they got over at John and Vinny's. Oh, they got pistachio.
Yeah, that chocolate's cute, but my shit hitting a little harder. I do think we should talk about this series of posts that Drake made today from Ibiza.
Yeah, let's do a deep dive here.
The main one that I'm seeing, well, obviously there's the thought photo of his cool sculpted abs, which look great.
Well, let's go. We'll do chronologically. First image of this gay little carousel. So yeah, it's him, side profile. If it was just cropped up a little bit more, he would appear that he was being serviced penally in this image. He's making a little bit of an O face.
Penally service, Jason? You could just say getting top. It's okay. You don't need, it's just penally service.
You're right. I'm being pedantic here for no reason. Okay, so he has his fake abs. He's got the inside out nipple, which is a flag for me. I'm calling that out first and foremost. What do you think about that, Chris?
I need to look at this. I'm bringing it up. I don't really know what you mean.
Enhance.
This is one of the weirdest things you've ever said to me on this podcast, and we've done hundreds of hours.
Well, sometimes it can be a little cold, maybe out of the pool, and you'll have a little bit of a reverse an innie nipple. You know about an innie nipple?
I'm personally not comfortable talking about Drake's nipples with you right now, but
we're here, bitch. Our guest canceled, so we're talking about Drake's nipples. This is what people really want.
I mean, I think that with Drake, it's the face he makes.
The face he's making is saying this phrase, "Ooh, papi, no."
That's Drake's. This is his go-to picture face. Like, this is his number one picture face. So it's like, I'm so familiar with it that I can't unsee it. But shockingly, every time it hits me hard.
So he's doing. So it's kind of the Mary-Kate and Ashley duck face, the classic. Like if Mary-Kate and Ashley were like Dominican, this is kind of what it would be. Maria and Katia Olsen from the block. Mary-Kate from the block is doing her patented duck face, and this has a little bit of a duck with Platanos vibe.
But then on the next slide, he goes hard body, of course. He's blowing that Zaza in a red cowboy shirt with a nice...
Oh, I'm talking about the carousel, Chris.
I'm sorry. I
run that back, Turbo. Run that back.
Okay, the next one is a classic blurry thought photo at the beach. Nothing to see here.
He's using a window as a reflective mirror, and he's kind of sunning himself and taking a little selfie and kind of as to drop his grinder pin kind of vibe.
This is for all the thick ones, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then the next photo,
and he is showing some soul as well. That's SOLE.
Yeah, he's letting these freaks know that he's down for foot play as well. He's then on the next slide, it's an up close picture of his wrist that is just absolutely drowning Jason in these perfect, brilliant cut diamonds. This is a tennis bracelet that your chick couldn't even get in the same room with. You know what I mean? So
yeah, if it's one thing Drake knows, it's clarity, isn't it?
That's right. That's right.
He's a lot of different kinds of queens, and a clarity queen is one of them.
Number one clarity queen. The next picture he's wearing looks to be.
Next picture, he looked like Blue Ivy.
He does look like
he's doing Blue Ivy face.
He's doing a Blue Ivy face. Mom, Dad, you're so fucking lame. Why are we at the Knicks game? But he's got a bandana that looks to be of maybe a Versace style tied around his head backwards with another giant diamond tennis chain.
It's a Auntie Missoni scarf kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And do you think that he tied this Tupac style bandana himself, or he had a ting do it for him?
A ting, for sure. You cannot. You're a virgin if you tie that yourself.
Well, it is Drake.
You can't do that. All right, and then
you can never be too sure with Drake.
Next photo, it's a little blurry, just like what Gen Z likes, like not really labored over, cool photo. He's
being real. He's being real with this one.
He's being real. There's a white man in the foreground that's obviously there accidentally.
It looks to be television's Ed O'Neill from Married with Children and Modern Family.
It does look like Ed O'Neill.
But also he's wearing a shirt that appears to be kind of a Top Man XL collection. It's an abstract cheetah print. I'm sure it's a Dries or something, right?
That shirt costs more than everything you've ever spent at the Real, but it does look like Zara. It does definitely look like
How
Zara.
much could that shirt go? What is it, $8.95? Come on.
That could be a stack. It could be a stack.
Okay.
It could be a stack. I know those pants are getting early 50, so you know what I'm saying? Do the math.
Nothing to the boy.
The next photo is that's my OG Oliver. and a young Drake, Degrassi Days, wearing a Ransom zip-up sweatshirt for all my Canadians. They know what the fuck's going on with that.
Oh, I didn't know what Ransom was.
Yeah, it's some OG stuff. You don't worry about that, Jason.
Shout out to Oliver. I know you're listening.
Shout out to Oliver. Oliver they both look very young here, but Oliver looks younger than Drake.
Yeah, Oliver looks like kind of like a high school photo from Aphex Twin kind of vibe.
The final slide seems to be a TikTok video.
TikTok video of a young British London rapper who's wearing a Ford
That's right.
beanie. I don't know why he posted this. I'm trying to figure out. I think he just likes this kid's flow and he likes how innocent his rhymes are because he's not really saying anything. He's not speaking like a killer. He's just having like a cute, fun rap, for the love of the game.
I also think that Drake knows that he can, and I don't just mean this with thick women, but he can change someone's life with one post.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he thinks this is funny and Drake puts this in a slideshow, this guy's life has truly just changed.
Yes, this kid is taking a meeting.
Yeah, this kid is going to get a record deal, and like Drake might jump on the damn remix. You never know. I just really want to know about the abs.
Well, first of all, with this kid, what I was thinking when I was watching this was, I think the reason why everyone thinks like London or British rappers are so cool is because whatever they're doing, whoever they are, whatever male, female, non-binary, black, white, and whatever it is, they all just sound British. Everyone sounds like you're from London, whereas female rappers, white rappers, Asian rappers, Latino rappers, black rappers in America, they all have a very specific style of speaking and a sound, and there's things that others won't say and others will say. But with British rap, it's just all like, hey, we're all British and we're all just rapping. It has like a nice kind of inclusive feel to it. That maybe America was a bad idea after all is what I'm getting at.
I see. So you're saying to me that listening to British rap, which for the most part is unlistenable, makes you rethink. You don't listen to British rap, bro.
I just like it, man. It's just nice.
I like it. I think it's cool, but I don't think it's good to like. I like it and I think it's cool, but I don't want to listen to it.
That seems odd because you are such an Anglophile, and we love the way
That's true.
The spoken British word sounds, and when you put it to rap and you have this kind of Victorian sing-songy flow and cadence to it, I think it pairs so well with hip hop and rapping.
I think the beats are my problem.
English people invented speaking English. I'm saying, like, why not?
Damn, bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's on period. Why muck it up with an accent from Vallejo? As much as I love E40,
I've tried over the years many times to listen to the coolest British rap, and it just doesn't ever work for me.
Not even Mike Skinner?
No, that's actually it's funny. Mike Skinner's the only one that worked for me, but I think it's because his beats were weird.
Yeah.
It was like different. I think that's why he broke through. But like someone like Stormzy, I'm like, I can't listen to this. Dave is pretty good.
Yeah.
Dave
well,
is pretty good.
I like, and I guess another part of British rap that I do like is when they are doing weird, different, unique stuff like how Mike Skinner does, or many other rappers, but where it's not just like, hey, this is going to be Skepta on a Metro Boomin beat. It just sounds like everything else. I want to hear some weird shit. I want to hear some funky UK flavor that one can only get on BBC 6 or 7.
You do love flavor. That's something about you.
It's necessary as it pertains to my rhyme scheme.
I'm sure. What kind of beats were you making when you were in the lab?
Lo-fi house to finger bang to.
So you're telling me that DJ Them Jeans of the hip hop genre, I made some rap beats, but it never had the right oomph to it, Sometimes I think about it. Sometimes I think about even though it's kind of ironic that I use Ableton now more than I ever did when I was making music and DJing and all that stuff. So now I kind of wonder what it would be like to actually use it to make a song. Maybe I would be hitting it with fresh eyes and ears. So you're saying that you could have a late period.
I'm saying like my musical career and my DJ life, none of it makes sense at all, and it keeps getting more nonsensical as the years tick by. There's no reason why I should be thriving as a DJ at my age. After I've retired, don't DJ anymore, and I make more money DJing than I did 10 years ago. None of it makes sense. So I'm like, why not just make music? I'll probably just make a song that goes well because our podcast is popping. Like anything is on the table now.
So you're saying it is my time to make music?
Some of us.
Okay. All right. So you're saying you're more well versed, no pun intended, than I am. I get it.
I don't have as many songwriting credits as Steve Lacy, but I have more than you, is what I'm saying.
That's true. No, you do. The remix game is famous. That brings up an interesting question because, my 40th birthday is around the corner, and as we work out the kind of ins and outs of the activation, I mean, do you think I need a DJ? Do you think I need a Smith's cover band? Do you think I need a playlist? Like, what do you think keeps the energy high to celebrate being this much closer to death?
I'm thinking I think my idea of getting a Smith's cover band is going to be the best idea. I think pairing I think they're called the Sweet and Tender Hooligans. They do a great job at covering Morrissey and Smith songs. I've seen them play before. I'm sure we can get them. I can get them talked down. Get a really shameful rate.
I can get a shameful rate. I can put. So I can put you in. You're in charge of booking. You're fine with that.
I'm fine with that. I can make those calls. No problemo. I like the idea of juxtaposing a Smith's cover band that used to be playing in like a Long Beach dive bar for $5 at the door kind of energy, or a Zebulon after party, more of these kind of piss scented venues, and taking them out of the slums and then plopping them nicely into, maybe they're playing the pool at High Mat Gym.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe we're shutting down horses and they're loading in their gear through the front door on Sunset. Honey, we made it. I like this. The coach and horses. Morrissey was there all the time. It's serendipitous.
It is a full circle moment, but I'm worried that I'm just worried that maybe the space that we choose might not be able to accommodate a full band.
Oh no!
And location for me is first, because that's just obviously that's baseline stuff.
Well, when you hire them jeans to produce your event, one thing is guaranteed: we'll make it work.
Okay, good to know. I was kind of shopping around for other event coordinators and producers, but I think you just sold me on your services.
Excuse me?
Well, I thought you only wanted to handle the talent booking. I didn't know you kind of wanted to do a tip to tail service.
360. Well, I mean, I make more money that way, so it'd be nice if you just kind of let me handle it all.
Okay.
And we can just do one invoice and keep it clean for Uncle Sam,
That's true. I do like that. But this is something I've really been thinking about because it's around the damn corner, and I just don't.
No, it needs to happen. It needs to. I think we need more than just a Morrissey cover band, though. I think we'll need. Yeah, we'll just get a couple bros to DJ, Tim and Twin Coleman or whoever. Get a couple kids.
Yeah, but I don't even know what kind of music these guys play. These young guys, they're into all the dumb shit you like.
Okay, well,
I don't want to hear electronic music at my birthday. Isn't the genre of music that's played at my birthday my choice, or is it not anymore? My birthday, my choice.
It depends on where you want to have your birthday at and how much money you want to spend, but it can be, but then it's also more work for you because then you have to build a playlist for them.
Have you produced a celebrity birthday party before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, what kind of talent are we looking at?
There was the celebrity was Nikki Hilton. Famed sister of Paris Hilton, of course.
We know who Nikki Hilton is. Okay, and where was this celebrity birthday party taking place?
This was at Cinespace where I was doing my club night.
So you're saying that Nikki Hilton wanted to slum it and do this party at Cinespace and not at Hyde or maybe Truesdale?
Exactly.
It was like a theme night for her and her rich friends.
like we're going to TGI Fridays for a random dinner.
Yeah, I think
probably DJ AM was probably DJing.
Okay.
And I think she definitely showed up, at 1:45 before the 2 a.m. closing for her party. But I do remember royally fucking up her birthday.
What did you do? Did the Duce not arrive in time?
This is pre-Duce, Chris.
I'm sorry. So the Henny Coladas were not flowing then?
I'm sure Nikki Hilton doesn't even drink alcohol,
She did then.
Yeah, maybe. Well, here's how I fucked it up royally. I had to receive the birthday cake earlier in the day.
Okay. Was it just quickly gluten-free, vegan, I mean chocolate, vanilla?
I don't think so.
Big, small.
It was pretty big.
Multi-layer?
We'll get to it in a second.
I'm sorry. I'm so excited.
I received the cake.
Okay.
And then I go and I put it in the walk-in. That's a phrase from FX's The Bear. It's a large refrigeration unit. Plop the cake in the walk-in. That's standard restaurant biz activity. This is maybe about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And then birthday candle time arrives. It's whatever, 1 in the morning. They bring the cake out. And the cake was an ice cream cake that had now melted into a puddle of birthday wishes.
So what do you think? Were there too many Cinespace employees like hitting the pipe in the walk-in and they were leaving the door open? Like how did this happen?
It should have been put in the freezer and not the refrigerator. So it's all my fault. And I definitely blamed it on a busboy or somebody.
I always thought the walk-in got colder than a fridge, but not as cold as a freezer.
I think a walk-in is usually just a refrigerator.
It's just a refrigerator, okay.
And then they'll oftentimes be a separate walk-in freezer if the restaurant's big enough. Of course, all of my restaurants have no freezers.
Did you get any negative feedback on this, or did you kind of skate on the crime?
No, she was pissed. She was pissed as hell, and I was drunk by the time that happened, and I blamed it on somebody else.
Who did you have to deal with, her or one of her people?
I just ran. Because it was in a crazy booming club, and it was just mayhem and chaos. And she didn't really care that much. She's not going to eat the cake anyway.
I was about to say, I'm sure the cake was free. I'm also sure she didn't pay for it. So it's kind of a perfect.
It was free. She didn't pay for it, and nobody ate it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It could have been worse. It wasn't Big Mama's 39th birthday where everyone was really kind of licking their chops, ready to have a slice of ice cream cake.
Don't call me Big Mama, because I am thinking about maybe doing kind of like a recreation of my full body in Magnolia.
Oh yeah, okay. So we need to get venue, we need to get entertainment, and we need to get food. Hopefully the venue has food.
I don't want any food.
We need to get save the dates sent out. Okay, no food.
No food, just alcohol, open bar, covered by Dunseth Projects, of course.
Okay, so parties start doors at 9?
Doors at 9. Most likely, depending on venue, it's going to be a Sunday or Monday night, industry night style event, because
step your money up.
The places, well, I can't, Jason. And the places
I love the honest response to that. Bro, you need to step your money up. I can't.
Not for this. It's too wasteful already. The bill is already looking higher than I wanted it to be, but Jason, if I'm not going to treat myself, who will?
Well, we know it's not going to be me, so yeah, I guess
that's right.
I'll do a little GoFundMe.
After that dinner at Mother Wolf, I don't think you're ever going to put your credit card down again for it. You're experiencing PTSD.
All I'm saying is, I was the first person to raise an eyebrow at that price. I was ridiculed for being cheap. And then I ended up being the most chill person about it, most at peace about all of it.
Well, I
think
you're the most chill and at peace person in that group. So I think that kind of naturally is going to happen. But I think we need to start talking about. We need to offline this, but the dessert portion of it obviously is crucial.
So no food, but you do want to have dessert.
That's right. Well, there has to be a cake, and I've talked to Phoebe. I think she's on tour, so she can't kind of pop out of it and do like a song. Okay. We're set back yet again with kind of the performance angle of things.
Are you married to your birthday? Like, can it be in June or like April or something like that? Just the way it's working out with my schedule and my routing.
So I know your birthday is technically in September, but we're looking at kind of a May 2023 kind of. That's the best for us.
Kind of push and then look at it in 2023 and just see how everything's shaping up.
Because we really want to do it. Like, we want to do it, but it's just a timing thing for us. It's a timing thing for us.
I guess when you have like a bachelor or bachelorette party, you're not supposed to do any of the planning. That's all hands off. But with your birthday, I think you're supposed to do some planning, but you're not supposed to. Like, when the bill comes for the dinner, oh, no, you're not paying, Chris. You know what I mean?
Of course. Everybody pretends like they want to pay for you when really they've just been beaten into submission by society and their judgmental eyes. And but in this case, I have to pay.
Yeah, because your male friends are not going to be like, yo, Chris's birthday, everyone chip in $1,800.
It would be cool if I had friends that fucking actually did do that, like real people. You know what I mean? If I had if I had real nightlife friends, if I was hanging out with Hwood Group, I wouldn't have this problem.
Well, and shout outs to Hwood Group. We love you guys. Wes loves you guys too. I think
Do you think maybe we could contact Hwood Group and see what Delilah is looking like? I mean, do you have any would we need to get Wes involved, or just something you could kind of handle as TJ?
if you're open to some of their Nevada-based properties, yeah, I think we can get that conversation started. Otherwise, I don't know.
So Chris, when I say off the strip, it's in a city named Henderson, and it's honestly it's nice. It's kind of just like a regular bar, but they did kind of snap it up for the real estate aspect of it.
A lot of people think the H in Hwood stands for Holly, but it is Henderson.
They've pivoted again. Tax stuff. It's just so easy in Nevada, So
like the Montana plates on the Maybach, same kind of vibe.
Okay, so I can't do an Hwood Group place, so I'm kind of left. Okay, so venue is going to be kind of up to me.
Unless one of your parlay bets hits or something like that. Yeah, I don't really see it happening to you for this year.
Okay, so something
for this fiscal quarter,
for this fiscal year. All right, so I can continue to look outward.
And I would, of course, as your friend and business partner in here, I would love to cover the bill. But yeah, I mean, kind of, my Bitcoin really did take a hit in Q2, especially after Elon sold off. So right now I'd like to be a little bit wetter in terms of liquidity.
No, of course. I know that you're a guy that likes to stay wet, but unfortunately, these are big decisions that have to be made because we're counting down and it's going to be a high pressure situation for me, actually, because just like the lymphatic drainage, the facials, kind of the step and repeat, there's a lot of elements here that are kind of need to get sorted. Hunter Abrams, who usually does Vogue, he's kind of agreed to do it loose stuff, but I really like the work he did actually at the Mew Mew party we weren't invited to. So I'm kind of like, he's a first hold for us. But he said that he kind of wants he doesn't like the step and repeat thing, but I told him unfortunately the sponsors are not going to budge on that.
Oh, you don't like the step and repeat? Your hold has been released.
Yeah, your hold.
Bye-bye.
I can't wait till there's a photographer reality show. That needs to happen.
We've been released.
I'm a second hold, but I don't know. I mean, it's the shoot's tomorrow, so it's they got to let me know.
I mean, I'm about to have my dessert course, and I haven't got a call sheet yet, and I just think it's weird that you expect me to maybe I have to go to Magic Mountain tomorrow. And I don't have the Tesla charge.
I was looking at the weather, and you're saying you want to do the outdoor stuff at 2, and you didn't. Okay, Dark Sky is saying it's going to be raining, so we need to kind of think about this and maybe flip it around. Somebody needs to call Milk because this isn't going to work.
Not Dark Sky.
How long gone? Thank you for listening. This is basically a special at this point. You should be happy. We will be back soon, and we are going to be making some announcements later this month, Jason.
What kind of announcements, Chris? You don't want to tell, do you?
I don't necessarily want to get into that, but it is, of course, going something that leans into our kind of bi-coastal lifestyle.
It's going to be a concert reveal.
A concert reveal.
Yeah, I'm not announcing my tour dates. I'm doing a concert reveal.
That's really good. It's just me hitting a piñata and Ticketmaster fees fall out.
And okay, I can't beat that. Can't beat Ticketmaster fees falling out.
You can't. All right, how long gone? Thank you guys for listening. As always, we love you, and we will be back next week with more incredible content for you to digest.
Hell yeah, I can't wait to do this one-on-one episode again in 48 hours.